Test, test, test. Hey everybody, Michael here. Hope you guys are all having a great day. Today's stream, sorry Loki's over here, is sponsored by Fairdesk. They have a $35,000 sign up bonus, so go check them out. I'll put the link down below and in the comments most likely here. So, hope you guys are all doing well. Hey Nicholas, PHX, Larry, hope you guys are all doing very well. I'm happy to be back from Las Vegas. I wanted to stream a few days ago, but for whatever reason, I was very lightheaded coming back over here. I don't know if it was the air, the heat, or what. But like I was really out of it. Maybe I was just a little bit too dehydrated because I was walking around a lot because my mom could scoot around everywhere. But yeah, now I'm feeling a lot better. I'm not waking up at like an afternoon anymore. I've been waking up for like 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock the last few days here. It's been kind of brutal. But my sleeping schedule is back on track here. And hey Devon, Jarvis, hope you guys are both doing really well. And hey PHX, yeah, Loki's doing fine. He's right here. He missed me a lot. Can you guys see him? Loki. He might hop up here. There he is. He's having a good time. We were outside for 3 hours today, so he can get his outdoor time and run around. Yeah. He's having a blast. But anyway, it was a good time out in Vegas. And hey, Larry, can I trade Doge and Cardano on Fairdesk? Yes, you can trade both of those. The only thing when it comes to Fairdesk here is, here. Let's go over here. Let's go right there. Okay, so you can trade all this stuff on Fairdesk, but it's just kind of hard for me to show it to you because I know it's going to look kind of weird. There you go. So they got, my head is blocking it, but they got Bitcoin, Ethereum, 88, Litecoin. I mean, they got all this stuff, okay? They got all this stuff you can trade. Now, let me just do it this way. There you go. You can see all the things out there. The only thing about this, I don't think it's necessarily like not good or it's not normal. Usually you can only trade very high leverages with things like Bitcoin and Ethereum. All right. And by that, I mean, if I were to go over here and make a Bitcoin trade, I can go all the way up to 125x leverage. Now, if I was to do something like a Dogecoin or an ADA, and this is trading with, leverage, I can only max this out, I think, at 25, or this actually ADA, you can go up to 50. That's even more. Some of these that are smaller market caps, maybe if I go down here to a random one, like, Tomo, which is pretty aggressive here. This one I can only go to 25. So there's different amounts of leverage for certain types of coins. So just know that some are going to have more leverage than others. Usually, are you going to really need the 25x? No. When I trade with stuff for Tomo and things like that, I'm usually trading it with 20x leverage. And I think that's perfectly fine. Normally, how I do this is, I actually did a few trades while I was in Vegas for fun. You buy. You put your stop loss and your price target at the same time you buy in, and then you just let it sit and see what works. So if I were to go over here, close positions. Okay, so this is going to be kind of weird. Can you see this? Okay, maybe you guys can see this, maybe you can't. With Zin right here, I did Zin, I did a long, I did my my long, your price target, whatever, just to kind of run a test. I run a lot of tests. But, this one made me 33 bucks. Not a lot, but the return on investment was 65%. That's the main goal here. I did another one on comp. That one was a 20x play. That one made me 40%. I did a short on comp. That made me 75% back, and that was with the 20x as well. If I go down a little bit more, you'll see I did a long here with 20x. I made 16% back. After that, I lost 25% on a mask long that was also 20%. So I pretty much went down about 1% and a little bit more before it hit that stop loss, and then it went out, right? So you can, but there are varying levels of leverage you can use for these types of positions. Looks like if they're more trustworthy, larger market caps, more established. I don't want to say trustworthy, but they've been around for a while. You get larger amounts of leverage available to you as an investor. Now I like to trade with Tomo. Like my favorites on this are Ethereum, EDU, Tomo, Comp, and Lena. Tomo has been something I've been looking at a lot of recently, just because if you go over here to the daily chart, it's had some really nice spikes over the past few weeks, and I've enjoyed that quite a bit, especially as you can see. What do I talk about? Moving average, moving average, moving average. When you see that moving average, it's really nice to play around with it. And the other one I said I traded this week, this was when I was in Vegas, so I was kind of tipsy. I was just having fun. Perpetual was the Zen one. I'm pretty sure this had a big pop too. Yeah, this one had a pop. What was it here? 26, 25, right here. Yeah, breaking above right here. 23, 22. I don't know when actually Zen long. 726, 726. Oh, yeah, I got it right here. Buying off the 20-day moving average. You're hoping for the pops. That's what happened here. And I closed at the 727. Yeah, so short-term gains there. But yeah, you can trade them with leverage. As far as spot trading, they got a lot of stuff to spot trade, but I don't think spot trading is necessarily their strength. I guess most exchanges don't really have a spot trading strength, but you can buy a lot of stuff off of here. But if you're looking to trade, this is more, I would say, meant for traders and less of just like spot holders. And I think that's just because most people nowadays are not really holding their spot trades or just like their regular trades on exchanges. I think it's just become a common practice now to move them over to some type of wallet because we just don't trust exchanges for our long-term crypto assets. And can I really blame people for that? Not really anymore after all the shit we've seen through here, right? And I bet you guys just heard that Sam Bankman-Fried, they took away his campaign finance charges. They took them off because if they had to go down that road, they'd probably have to explain where all the money went, who was getting paid, what was getting offered, and stuff like that. So the swamp, as they call it, definitely showing its colors by helping Sam Bankman-Fried off at that point. And he broke the rules for his reason to be released, and on bail, and they're still not putting him behind bars. There's some shady stuff going on with him right now, and he knows a lot of people that are helping him out right now because I don't think people want him to squeal, and he definitely seems like the squealing type, doesn't he? But we'll see. Oh, I don't know why I have this little piece of thing here. This is from some tech thing I bought. But yeah, it's definitely kind of a weird thing going on. What's up right now? And hey, Adam, it's going good, guys. I had a really good time with my mom in Vegas. If you guys don't know, I was gone for part of last week because I took her out to Vegas. We were only there for a few days, but I got her a scooter. She had a blast. We went to let me see if I can push this on here. How do I do this stuff? I don't know how to actually upload this stuff onto, because you guys can't see all that. Oh, maybe you guys can a little bit. But we had some really good food, very good trips and like everything like that. We went to Prime Steakhouse over at the Bellagio. We sat outside, and it was very hot in Vegas these past few weeks. It was so hot that the tables, above the tables, they had misters on top of us to keep us cool. I thought it was really cool, but it was just like surprising. We got to see the water shows, the Bellagio, stuff like that. I had a very good steak. It was like one of those, it wasn't that very, very expensive A1 steaks. I got the medium one, which is like an F1. It was like 8 ounces for $165. It was delicious, absolutely delicious. My mom got a ribeye. We got a seafood platter, which is very delicious with the lobsters, the crab, the shrimp, mussels, oysters, clam stuff. Really, really good food. I had some wine and some cocktails. My mom loved the cocktails out there. And hey, Robert, thanks for subscribing. And so it was a really good trip. The next day we went to a restaurant called Hakkasan. This place was so fun to go to. We had the Peking duck. I don't know how to pronounce it. Peking duck with caviar on top because I wanted to be bougie or just have a little bit of fun with it. It was delicious. If there's one thing I did not like about the Hakkasan restaurant, though, it was so dark I could barely see anything. I think it's because I've been out in the sun all day and my eyes have just been getting hit with this like really bright sunlight in Vegas. And I go walk into the restaurant and I just couldn't see anything. I almost walked into the wall. It was so much. And I had my sunglasses on, granted. But yeah, it was a really, really fun trip. Me and my mom saw a bunch of things. Me and my mom took a spa day. I got myself a nice massage. My mom got a facial. They had an infinity pool, so jacuzzis, a salt room, sauna rooms, some type of metal, like marble slab room that warms up your entire body. It was a very good trip. I don't normally go to spas, but since I was treating my mom, I got her a spa treatment, so to speak, and she really enjoyed it. They even gave her some, I think, essential oils and stuff like that on the way back home. But it was a very good trip. I enjoyed it a lot. I'll share some videos and pictures with you guys later on once I figure out a way to get them off my phone here. But it was a good time. Here, can you do a video on the Fib wedge tool in TradingView? Fibonacci wedge? This one right here. Yeah, I can make a video on that one. It probably would take about 15-30 minutes of explaining, but yeah, it's not too difficult. Most of the time when people are using stuff like this, they're matching it up with some of the other indicators, but yeah, I can make a video on it. Maybe how to set it up, what it's used for, and then on top of that, maybe combining it with Fibonacci extensions, Fibonacci retracements, and things like that, depending on which way you're looking for. And hey, Michael, yes, Fairdesk is available in the United States. Though I have a couple other sponsors for the channel right now. I think you guys can see LBank. Oh, no, maybe I'm looking at Fairdesk right here, but there's LBank as another sponsor. That's for you guys who are outside the United States and that don't want to, break any rules and stuff like that. Because sometimes the exchanges that promote my YouTube channel, they are only for inside America or Canada, the Western world. Some are only available in India. Some are only available in Africa, stuff like that. Or, they're kind of blobs around, But yeah, it's available in America. There's no problems with it. It should be here for a while. I haven't seen any new SEC things coming down. There's been a lot of new exchanges coming out. A few have been reaching out to me. The newest one I know of is an exchange out of Dubai called BroadenX. They seem really cool. They're putting out some new features here pretty soon, and I'll talk about that. But yeah, most of the exchanges that I deal with are going to be ones that are available here in America, since like 70% of you guys are from America. The rest are from India and the West, in Europe, excuse me, and some of you guys from Africa as well. But yeah. Can you short? Yeah, I short a lot on Fairdesk, especially right now. When you have these big pops, you can short. If you go over here to the futures section, I'll make a tutorial on how to do this website or how to do the exchange. But you go over here and it says sell short, buy long. The only thing that I think, if you guys, this is I don't even know. Some of you guys may want this feature because they don't have it, but if you do, you might want to use another exchange. Fairdesk, the only thing I've noticed that's a little bit different here is you can't have a short and long open on the same time for the same coin. So you can't be going long on Bitcoin and short on Bitcoin at the same exact time. I don't exactly know the reason for that. I know a couple exchanges also have that same type of rule. I don't exactly know why that rule is there, but I have noticed it. I haven't heard anybody complain about it. But whenever an exchange kind of comes to me and says, hey, we'd like you to sponsor our product, I usually spend about 2 to 4 weeks actually just testing it out. They give me some trial funds to play around with, like, paper money. And then I trade, and I just kind of say, hey, what can I do this? Can I do this? Can I do this? And it's probably not going to affect you guys, but if it does, that may be one downside. But again, it's a good place to go. But yeah, let me know if you have any other questions on it, excuse me. And here RW, yeah, it was a great trip, guys, and thanks, Harvest. Yeah, she enjoyed it a lot. Here, let me see if I can find some pictures for you guys. I think you guys will get a kick out of some of these. Here, how can I do this? I'll share this one to my email. Assign contact, create the watch face, email. Oh, you know what? I'll make it much easier on myself. I can go to Telegram, and I could actually send this over to myself, I believe. So let's go over here. Let's do a chat. Crypto. Maybe I can just send it to myself. I don't know. Let's see. 253. Let's see if this works. I'll create a new channel here while I'm talking with you guys. Peking. Okay, thanks, Mr. CS Rocco. Yeah, Peking duck. It was delicious. It was the best duck I had ever had in my life. An error occurred. Please try again. Ugh. GGG. Okay. It's a private one. Next. Okay. There we go. There we go. Some of my pictures are kind of blurry. caviar, mousse, drinks. I took a lot of pictures of drinks, to be honest, because I was loving the alcohol on this trip. I was loving the alcohol quite quite a bit here. Um, Let me see if I can find something here. I don't need to show you guys the flower pics or anything like that. Another drink here. Little stuff like that, little stuff like that, little stuff like that. I mean, let's see. There should be one more thing in here. There we go. And then, yeah, okay, there we go. All right. I'm uploading these to a Telegram account, and I should be able to kind of show you them instead of me having to like send them to my email and stuff. But I don't know. Okay, here we go. So it's sending them right now, so we'll figure it out in a minute. All right, let's go over here. Make my mouth water. It was delicious. I've never had duck so good in my entire life. It was really a treat. I normally don't go out for the fancy food all too much, but when I do, money is not really an issue, so it's like really nice. I have friends like to go out to the fancy restaurants like every few days, every week, and they just really treat themselves. I used to do that a little bit, but then I realized just how much money I was spending. And you're not spending money necessarily on the food, you're spending it on the alcohol. And when I go to Vegas, I tend to drink a lot, because normally I don't really drink too much to excess. Here, I'll drink a glass of scotch, 2 glasses of scotch, maybe a glass of wine, 2 glasses of wine. When I go to Vegas, I could have about 10 drinks in a day. I may not get like drunk, but I am pretty buzzed in a good mood. I had a lot of fun. I went to Fremont Street for a little bit to do some cheap gambling as far as roulette tables and stuff. And I ended up winning some money while playing Keno. I hit at a 9 out of 10 jackpot with an 8x multiplier. It was great. I still lost money overall gambling, just to let you guys know. But yeah, if you guys go to a cheaper area, damn, I saw 10 fights in one night within a 3-hour period of time, and the security was just not having it. They were very upset, and I cannot blame them. Let me see, is it right here? Okay. Oh, it's loading. Okay. So I went to a lot of rooftop bars there. This was at Resorts World. It was really nice. This was an old-fashioned, kind of in a weird glass. I'm used to having a glass, but it was nice. It was very nice. A view of like the Palazzo, the Wynn, everything like that. They had some chips and like some nuts they gave you. The nuts were fine. The chips were not cooked properly. It was a bummer chip dish, and then a glass of water. Another glass. I usually have like 4 or 5 drinks when I go out like this. But there for a couple hours. But again, another drink, whatever that was, it was good. Me inside. I rented this thing for me and my mother to get a tour, because normally when you go through tours in Vegas, you have to stop places and they want you to get out, and then you kind of take your pictures and stuff like that. Instead of doing that, the guy actually drove us around for about an hour and a half. He got a very nice tip. He was really good guy, Jorge. Fantastic guy. Just me and my mom in a party van and free champagne. It was a good time. Another drink. This is at Hakkasan. It was good. Okay, this was the duck. This is my favorite thing ever now. It was, they also gave part of the duck stir fried and some like garlic sauce thing, which was fine. But the duck skin on top of these all pancakes with cucumbers and stuff with caviar on top. It was some Russian sturgeon caviar or something like that. Sir Nikolai's caviar, whatever. It was very good stuff. Whatever I had there, I don't know. It was a good drink. Before they actually cut up the duck and stuff, they allow you to take pictures of it as part of the presentation, which I thought was pretty cool. So they got the Peking duck, and then you had the caviar that goes on top of the dishes right there. Caviar, whoa. That was some good caviar. I don't really like caviar, to be honest, but that was some good stuff. Some dumpling stuff to try out here, which was really good. In the spa, you can see my big old feet over there. It's like a salt room spa. It was really cool. Infinity pool. That was really cool. I'm not used to seeing the pool, but you can just basically overlook all the Aria's pools. Another drink with some egg white foam or something on it. I was smoking a cigar in there. I had a pretty chill time. Some creme brulee. There's my steak that I had. There's my mom's steak in the top left-hand corner. Really good food. They were so good. My mom had a stroke and she can't use one of her arms too well. They, after they let her see the steak, they went back and they cut up her steak for her so she could eat it. You know how good of a service that is for them to take the steak back and then cut it up for you? Superb service from them. Absolutely amazing service. And then anything else really that's worth showing? A double shot of espresso. I don't know if that was a double shot of espresso, but it was very, very good. I had for a double shot of espresso at the, I always get espresso after my desserts. I asked for one at the Hakkasan, and it was way, way larger. I shouldn't have picked that. They had the sauces, macaroni and cheese, baked potatoes, and stuff like that. My mom got some shrimp as an appetizer. $36 for this. It's 3 shrimp, but the shrimp were amazing shrimps. And then video inside the limo that got picked us up from the airport. That was really nice. Champagne and everything like that. And then I don't want to play the sound off of this if I don't have to. But basically, this is the view where we were sitting at the Prime Steakhouse. So you got to see the shows, right? With the water, and you got to see them like every 15 minutes, and they played for like maybe 3-4 minutes. It was really, really fun. And then you see the water and everything like that. So it was a really, really good dinner. My mom really enjoyed it. She got the whole spa treatment and everything, going out, scooting around, seeing all the views, seeing all the cool stuff. So it was a really fun trip. Let me see if I can make that like that. But yeah, I'm probably gonna have to go back to some of these restaurants down the road. They were just absolutely fantastic. The tips these guys got were good. These guys, so it was weird. There was like 3 people serving our table, and so I each gave them $50. So like a total of $150. I think the meal was only, the dinner at this place with alcohol, grant you, was like around $600. I think I have it on my phone somewhere. Actually, is the price. I think it could have been less than $600. Let me see. No, that's Hakkasan. Hakkasan cost $397. How do you do this? Yeah. Meat. Okay. Yeah. Total payment $589.95. Room charge. I put everything towards my room this trip. It was awesome. Yeah. Aged ribeye, filet, drink, Gulf shrimp, petite shellfish, jasmine drink, old-fashioned drink, some prime drink, some duck horn merlot. Oh yeah, a glass of wine, creme brulee, espressos. Yeah, it was good. It was a good time, guys. But yeah, so it was a really good time. I definitely have to go back there in the future. I may end up going to Vegas again sometime in September for an NFT conference, which would just be kind of fun to just go down to Vegas, talk about NFTs. I'm still trying to learn what they're doing. I've been hearing more and more people adjusting from the NFT. So you guys know I'm in a few NFT crowds here in Seattle. A lot of them are adjusting from NFTs to AI. And I think that kind of says a little bit about what's going on with the NFT market. People are just not as excited about NFTs as they once were. And so you're seeing a lot of the interest go into AI because they believe that's where all the money is going. And that's where a lot of the venture capital money is going right now as well. But I know I am going to Vegas in late December, mid-December, I would say mid-December. But I might be going there again in September, so it'll be pretty fun. Maybe the next time I can stream a little bit more. Especially if it's the NFT conference, I can stream while I'm walking around. I think that'd be nice. I just have to figure out how to use the Wi-Fi at some of those venues. Because I think this one's going to be at the Las Vegas Convention Center, in which case I might just stay at the MGM or MGM Signature, I guess, because I like that one because it's a gate or something, but we'll see. Let's see. I got to see the exits at all times for real. Yeah, I know, I feel you there. Can you do an updated TA on Comcast? It's in a nice uptrend recently. No trailing stop loss either. What do you call it? Let's see. Comcast. Let's see. And then, yeah, Ken, I'll get to your question about StormX as well. Of course, they've been having a good time after a really rough time, I guess you could say, too. All right, so as far as Comcast, you can see we haven't talked about this for a while, but we've been talking about this breakout. The breakout happened, I guess, all the way back here in June, and it's been doing good ever since then, right? It's always nice to kind of come back and say, what was happening at this time? What was going on at the 4-hour chart, though? Let's see. Oh, I probably drew this on the daily chart then. No, fuck, I don't know what the heck was going on with this stuff when I made it. But what do you call, had the breakout. Looks like it did fine overall. This fake out right here, that was interesting to see as well. All right, gapped up earnings. Let's actually go to weekly chart so I can kind of pull all this stuff in here together. Since we already broke it, we don't have to have all the other stuff here anymore. Let's do a few things. Not really matching up, I guess a little bit right there with this box of support. That's fine for now. I'd probably just actually pull this back and add this on here. Okay. Okay. So you've had this breakout here, and I'm assuming you're also hitting an Fibonacci extension level at this point here if we're going all the way back in time. Ah, there it is right there. A little bit right here. Yeah, resistance broke out. Okay. So at this point, if you were to have a stop loss moving up, depending on when you bought this sucker, you might just have that stop loss down here around 43.67. I wouldn't put it too much further below that, just in case we do have somewhat of a reversal, because you are at a larger level of resistance here. But it's not so bad. It's just, you know, it's moving at a pretty good pace. Because normally when you have a breakout like this, let me take this Fibonacci level back off here. You may see a retesting down to this support level down here before eventually continuing on. Maybe we already did on the daily chart. Yeah, don't worry about it. We already did on the daily chart. It's fine. Let's see. All right. Yeah, so at this point, I consider moving it up to around $43.5 as far as that stop loss. Your next real level of resistance is going to be up here towards 48.52. It's looking pretty good right now. I mean, this has gone pretty sideways for a while here, hasn't it? Pull this up very fast. Let's pop this over here. Let's put some moving averages back on here. Okay. Also breaking out above the 50. Not too big of a deal. Oh, okay, here's the one. Okay. You're also breaking above the 200 weekly moving average, and we haven't been above that all the way since April of last year. It's been a minute here. Oh yeah, you can see that golden cross, and that definitely led to some good things in hindsight now. So as far as this run is concerned, I would really only want to play it back up here towards the support level, resistance level of $48.24. After that, you're really looking to just scale out more and more and more if you're not just closing everything out right here. That's around $48.43. Because afterwards, you can see how it's just a whole bunch of small steps. You're moving from $48 up to $52, up to $54, up to here, right? If you're trading options, you're probably going to just want to sell everything once you hit that like $50 mark, or what was that exact mark here? Kind of around $48, $47, $46. But if you're just holding the actual position, like the stock, then you can kind of ride it on a little bit more and scale it as need be. For me, though, this has already had a really good rally. This is going to cool off for a little bit here pretty soon. And the cool off to me is more of something like this, and not so much like, you know, nothing like that, okay? That cool off period is going to be annoying, and I'd rather you just sell it for a profit when you can. That stop loss for it now is going to be anywhere between $42 and $43. You can make it a little bit higher if you want to, a little bit lower if you want to, but that's a pretty good space for now. You should expect it to hit around $46 to $48 over the next few days. In fact, it's already hit above $46 dollars. Yeah, now it's just cooling off a little bit. Let me take this off here. That last big spike that we had, is this having any effect on it? No, not too much. It's been a little bit here, but I wouldn't say it's anything crazy. Yeah, take the log off, and there it is. Okay, you should be fine at this point, man. It's getting close to that nice consolidation point, so I'd be more likely to sell at this point than continue holding. Just depends on how much more money you want to make, but earnings was definitely a big move up for this sucker. And as far as StormX is concerned, so StormX had some good news coming out as far as them, like, you know, how do you want to say it? Let me just go over to Twitter, because I don't remember exactly the news. So if you guys don't know, this is something that I've been looking at for a long time. It's a very low market cap coin. I don't say go buy it a lot of it up, but this is something I've been pretty adamant. I've been dollar cost averaging as it's been going down. So it's not like I've been saying buy or saying I like it and it's been going straight up to the moon or anything like that. No, on the contrary, I've been like, okay, I'm buying this, but it continues to go down. StormX, do we have it here? There we go. Yeah, the StormX global shop directory is now live. It's easier than ever for consumers to shop and earn. I think some of this news over the past few days has ended up boosting the stock here, or the coin. You can see, again, from a weekly perspective, we did break out above the moving averages. Daily, same thing as well. It broke out above the 200. This has been a really nice move. As far as what happens next, this is a really big news move. I am the type of person that likes to sell these type of events, and you know me, I like to buy more down the road. For now, when it comes to my long-term positions, I have actually sold off a little bit of this already. I sold after we broke out above this level right here, this last big level of resistance, right? Can you see that? Let's go weekly chart here. There you go, right? And then the next one after that was, of course, good old Fibonacci levels. Different ways you can do this, but basically just right around there. Depending on which exchange you're on, though, it probably didn't even reach that high. So baby steps, baby steps, baby steps. However, one of the things I think you could do, this is a longer term thing here. I've been trying to figure out where the bottom would be. So, because I used to think this might be the bottom, but no, it fell down even more. Right? You could always go down that route as well. But right now, we've closed down below it. We're still trying to break out above it again. If we can manage to close above this 8112 level, I think we could actually get back up here towards 0.010772 level. I'm not going to really say that's a card level, but if I just draw this up right here, you can see that number on the side of the screen. 10832, something around there. For now, though, you really want to see more news. If we come back over here, you can see there's a level of resistance. I necessarily wouldn't be buying right now, but if you are like me and you've actually been holding this for a while, I would scale it a small amount so I can buy some up later on. If we go back in time here, for those of you guys who don't know, this is something that really has a lot of good spikes into it. You'll see big spikes like this, and I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but you can see like just from the bottom of this move up here, this was a 128% move in a matter of a day and 12 hours. So it's used to having these really big moves because it is such a smaller market cap token, and I think they just put it on Fairdesk as well. So I'm happy to see it getting put on more and more exchanges. This is something that I'm holding for the long term, and I hope they do well. The real purpose of this, as far as I'm concerned, Can knows this. This is an actual company that has a cryptocurrency attached to it. Normally, you just see cryptocurrencies kind of just out there, really not associated with any big, large corporation. This is a company, and they're trying to get their make a profitable business, and they're hoping by having a profitable business that it'll help their cryptocurrency go up and up and up and stuff like that. So that really good news. The market cap, I would still say, is very tiny, but right now it looks pretty bullish. I'd be holding. I wouldn't necessarily be buying up stuff, especially as Bitcoin, as we'll talk about pretty soon, is still in this consolidation pattern. STMX. Yeah, it's up 14% today. Okay. Let's go down here. No. Sorry, I was going to do something else. But the market cap right now is $76 million. It's a very small market cap, which is why you don't necessarily need to put a lot of money in here in order to make money down the road, if it in fact turns into something very nice. I'm really hoping that something like this could get put on Robinhood. But you know, I guess we'll I guess we will have to wait and see how all that turns out, right? But so far, it's doing pretty well. I would like it to see get it back up here to a penny. But you know, at this point, you really just want to see it break above those Fibonacci levels and make a larger move. For me, I'm patiently waiting. If I was to have a stop loss type of effect for anything that I wanted to sell off, it might just be waiting to see if we manage to break down below the 20-day moving average. At this pace, you're going to have a couple golden crosses anyway, so I'm kind of waiting for another opportunity to buy, because you are going to see these moving averages come up like this, like that. It's going to be golden cross 1, golden cross 2, and that's really going to be the big move. I think that kind of pushes it forward, but that's not going to happen until maybe early mid-August, which is coming up, right? Which shouldn't be too bad there. But guys, as far as Bitcoin's concerned, we do see that we're barely holding on to the 50-day moving average right now. barely holding on. We're kind of down below it right now. We're hoping for a larger move. At this point, it looks like Bitcoin may want to break back down here and test out this level of support. Let me zoom out for a little bit for you guys. There we are. It might end up coming back down here to 27,000. I still think we're bullish for like the next couple of months here, just because we haven't had any bad news, and any news we have had has tended to be very good based off of all the SEC court battles, the judges striking down with the SEC chairman. I want to call him Grimes, but he's not Grimes. Gensler. That's been really good for us. And you know, the fact that people are the FDIC, not FDIC, Federal Reserve and Jerome Powell, excuse me, I'm tired, guys, has said they're no longer forecasting a recession. I don't believe them at all, because it really sucks out there from an economic standpoint, excuse me. But we're going to have to wait and see what happens there. But you can see Bitcoin is kind of testing out that 50. I'm hoping it doesn't break down, because it usually comes down to another pullback, and then it makes a larger move down the line. I'd rather just have a larger move now and not have that. But right now, you are still seeing those oscillators come down and down and down. And of course, you're seeing that 200 daily moving average start to creep up a little bit more here. Back when we were looking at the weekly charts and stuff like this, you can see that we're very, very close to the 20 weekly moving average. Neither the 20 or the 200 actually mattered back here in June. And June didn't matter when news broke that things were going good as far as the court case for XRP and stuff. Boom, we just kind of bulldozed it and kind of just ran away with it for about a week and a half. But we actually haven't had that happen in a while, so you know that some of that stuff has been dying back down. There's a lot of greed in the market right now, which is to be expected, I guess, from where the positioning is. But don't be afraid if we have to cool off a little bit. I'm still hoping that we can have a reversal, though, in the short term here. That's what I'm really hoping for at this point. How are these big guys keeping that market in range while they are supposedly accumulating? Well, a lot of times when you see people accumulating when it comes to Bitcoin or any other type of asset class out there, they don't always have to go through the market, right? So I have friends who are like real estate brokers, basically, but for cryptocurrencies. So if a large investor wants to buy $20 million worth of Bitcoin, he's not necessarily going over to Binance or Fairdesk or KuCoin. They're usually going straight to the miners, and they're being the middleman between the miners and the people that want to buy large amounts of Bitcoin. Usually those miners are where all the money is, then transactions are happening right now, because they don't have to claim it. They don't have to say, oh my God, I bought all this Bitcoin. Usually they just buy it, and they put it into a wallet, and they forget about it for a while, because remember, it's still a while away now, but everybody continues to talk about the Bitcoin halving coming up. And usually that jump starts a big old bull cycle, as we all know. Altcoin season, everything's going boom, 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 boom. That's awesome. But, you know, usually these people just buy, accumulate, and then they just kind of wait and they sell everything off when everybody else is really, really buying. And they're probably getting some decent discounts. I think what's happened now is, back in, where we at? There we go. Back in 2022, towards the end of the year, we had the FTX fiasco, which just saw the entire crypto world kind of like freak out, because everybody was terrified that, you know, if FTX could go down like this, is Binance safe? Is KuCoin safe? Is crypto really safe? I think right now there's some type of actor going across the Fox businesses and the CNBCs and the CNNs of the world, and this actor, I forgot what he was in, but he's a C or B class actor. He's not like the top, like Tom Cruise's and stuff. He's been going out there saying that cryptocurrency is all of it's a scam, nothing is real, it's all bad. And you've had those types of people out there for a while, like really discouraging people that are buying in, and just that type of people. But recently, as you guys all know, we've seen the big old hedge funds take a big old 360, right, or 180, excuse me, 180 approaches. Like, now they're saying, well, crypto isn't all a scam, you know, we might have to buy some up. Oh, maybe we might need to do a Bitcoin ETF. They're looking to find ways to make money off of Bitcoin in the trading of Bitcoin, as they should. I don't mind it as long as there's ways for people to make money and get trading. As Bitcoin becomes more mainstream, that makes it much easier for people that have been holding it for a while, like me, you, everybody watching. It makes it much easier for all of us to see our Bitcoin appreciate in value and make us quite a bit of money off of it. This goes for all different types of altcoins as well. But of course, right now it seems like Bitcoin is always going to be the darling favorite for the next few years at least. Because because whenever somebody talks about cryptocurrency, he's like, oh, you mean like Bitcoin? You mean like Bitcoin? Yeah, so that's what's happening right now. They can try to keep on accumulating it, and I suspect they will. But I think maybe it's not going to happen sooner or later, but I still think we're going to be going into somewhat of a deeper recession, just because I still see the credit card debt riling up, and I don't see people being able to pay it off. So I do think eventually we're going to go into a recession, but who knows how low that'll bring Bitcoin down to. We've never actually really had a big American recession with crypto, except for the COVID kind of recession, and that was something completely different because we just juiced up the economy with money. I don't know. The big thing is, next bull cycle. Let's go back over here to Coinbase one. Yeah, there we go. So you can see it. Ooh, excuse me. The next bull cycle, are we really going to see a big move where we come down here from COVID all the way up like that for 1,700% basically? Or is it going to look something more like this before COVID, where it was, like 372%, depending on how you want to look at it. Baby steps. But yeah, we're kind of in this weird spot at this point, because we're kind of moving up a little bit too early for a Bitcoin bull run. Normally we wait for the halving, and we kind of have this really desert time where nothing's really happening. We just have a couple pops and stuff. But maybe this is just this, without the COVID factor right there, of course, because that COVID factor really just killed a lot of people back in those days. Oops, I don't want to get rid of that. I want to get rid of the drawings. There we go. But yeah, I remember what I told you guys before. I believe it was this one right here. We are still dealing with this large Fibonacci extension level up here. And this is the first level. Let's go right here. That's about right. But we're dealing with this big Fibonacci resistance level right here. If we can just break above that level, really around the 32 and 32.3, 32.2, 32.1, if we can just really get up there and close above it, then we have a good shot of going back up to $30,000, $32,000, $35,000, $40,000. And then we eventually have a big pivot. But I'm really hoping we can have that big move up, and at least we'll have an opportunity to make some more money, a lot more money, before we eventually dip. The concern in the short term here is, of course, what we just had in the other chart. We break down below this over the next 2-3 weeks, and that's where things get a little bit more difficult, because then we start dropping back down here to 25,000. And if we drop down to 25,000, I mean, it won't be terrible overall, but your altcoins will feel like shit. You'll feel like shit because you're like, oh, maybe I should have sold everything up here, And you have to remember, the majority of people that have been buying into this market and all this hype that's come over the past few months, everybody's been buying up here. Remember, we were still dollar costing average as a channel down here. Some of you guys took big dips. I bought a little bit here. At this point in time, you guys know I was really buying heavily into stocks that were crashing, like the Facebooks, the Amazons of the world, Nvidias of the world, AMDs of the world. They've since come up and made me some really good returns, much more than Bitcoin has. But, it's we're kind of at this weird challenge point, because all these people, they're the people that usually come in late to the party. Because remember, guys, we bought some up here, dollar cost averaging. You guys either have dollar cost averaging for long term or short term or medium term, whatever you guys' goals are here. But if you guys bought around here at 22,000, 20,000, or all the way down here at 16,000, 17,000, 15,000, whatever, you guys are fairly happy right now. But if you're some of those people that just bought a few weeks ago or a couple months ago, you're like, why did I buy here? Nothing's been happening. We had this big surge out of nowhere, but that really didn't take you to any new levels. It's just kind of where we were before. And this can be said the same for a lot of other assets out there, right? You bought up some Ethereum over here. You're not really happy with where it's turned out. ADA, you're not happy where it's turned out. Dogecoin, you're happy where it's turned out over here. But that's because Dogecoin's having some news with Twitter or X app, whatever it's called nowadays, which should be fun once it gets launched. Ape token going sideways, AVAX going sideways, AXS, Bitcoin Cash, that one you're looking very happy about. But you guys, not everybody's happy if they've been doing the altcoin holding game here while everything's been doing good. Not everybody's been happy. And you guys have known, I've explained this a couple times here. I don't need to go over it again. But, you know, some of these larger assets are doing a little bit better, but they're all kind of in this worrying spot where, hey, we might take another dip here. Your Bitcoin and Ethereum may be fine, but some of your altcoins may take a pretty big hit. And that's why I'm like, I'm okay with selling some off for some profits here, because I can always buy back lower down the line. Well, maybe. Hopefully this isn't the bottom, and we can kind of keep on going higher and higher and higher. But you get the point I'm trying to make here. Yeah, no worries, Ken. Let me know how the StormX works with you. I've been really excited about that project for a while here. That's right here. I'm short right now on Bitcoin, 28,300 is. I'm going to take my profit. That's not a bad price to take your profit right there, especially because if you go over here to the 2-hour chart, I think it was the 2-hour chart I was looking at before. It said 28,300. Oops. Delete. There we go. That's above this level of support right down here. And if you kind of move this along over here, that kind of manages, if we kind of wait another day or so, it should be hitting around that area if it manages to break down. And so far, those trends are definitely coming back down a little bit more. Might even look better on the 1-hour chart, but who cares? 1 hour. There you go. You can see some of the violent moves we've had as far as Bitcoin's been concerned. And hey, JB, did you see why Doge pumped yet? So as far as I know, with all this news going on with Twitter turning into the new name, X, if you guys open up your phone, the Twitter app after you update it should look like an X or something now. So, you can see my studio light. You can see the X right there. Yeah, that's the new Twitter app right there. And basically, he wants to turn this app into an everything app. And I think that all the news that's going around with that is one of the reasons that Dogecoin had this big pump over the last few days. And do I buy the Dogecoin pump? Never. It usually pumps and dumps. That's just the way Dogecoin does it these days. But do I still hold my long-term assets? Sure I do. I've been enjoying it quite a bit. But I think it's just because he's trying to make it into a banking app, a crypto app, a whole bunch of other stuff. And I think the majority of Dogecoin holders see that as a positive thing for Dogecoin. And therefore, it kind of just pumped up the price when he announced what was happening there. Because it all kind of felt like it was very fast. Everything happened very fast as far as X, didn't it? All of a sudden, I felt like Elon was like, hey, what if we change our name to X and do this? And all of a sudden, boom, 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 everything was changed up in a heartbeat. See? And hey, the principal, I appreciate it. Thanks for joining the channel, my man. Let me know if you have any questions. It's a pretty chill environment here. When Bitcoin's doing something pretty extreme or crazy, I tend to talk about it a lot more. But as it's kind of just setting on some support levels here, we just talk about me, you guys, different things that you guys are interested in. Gives me a time to kind of take a break from everyday life. I told you guys this last week, but maybe some of you guys didn't hear. I had my entire course that I was building on Google Drive for on the presentation slab for their version of PowerPoint presentation, all disappeared. So I'm starting from scratch on everything. I'm making some adjustments to make it better and stuff, but I can't trust Google to do anything. I don't even know what happened. I pay for a specific drive that has a lot of memory, so I know it's not that. But everything was lost. It's not the end of the world here. I'm not even too upset about it, to be honest. I should be more upset about it, but who cares? So I'm starting from scratch when it comes onto YouTube here. So that should be interesting to figure out. But yeah, should be good. Let's see. And hey, Alan, AVAX to 400. Oh my gosh, I hope so. That'd be a nice move for a lot of people holding that position. Let's see. Looking for a move. ETF top signal for Bitcoin move. If you're talking about what we just saw a couple weeks ago, yeah, the ETF news has definitely been good. The XRP news has definitely been good. You want to make sure that you're staying on top of this news. I have the luxury of being around my computer or around my phone in which I can make trades a lot of the time throughout the day. So, like, sometimes what I'll do is I'll follow that channel, Watch Your Guru. And anytime there's breaking news in the crypto world or the finance world, he will tweet it out. It's like a bot or something. And then automatically, boom, it goes out and then everybody knows about it. There's about a 1 to 2 minute hold from the time that he announces something that the market responds. So if you can hurry up and get to your phone and make a trade based off of that, you can make some really good money sometimes if the announcement is good. Sometimes it's shorter, like the XRP one. I think I measured was like 30 seconds between the time the news came out and when XRP started to pump. it really just depends on how fast the news spreads around. But if you have access to do that type of stuff, it can help out a lot when making the trades. Except for you're not really following technicals, you're following news, which can be a little bit more stressful, I guess. But when you make that trade, there's going to be so much volatility, you just have to make sure you have a stop loss in there. But that stop loss has to be pretty darn significant to make sure it doesn't whiplash around, then go up, which can happen every now and again. I'm holding all my STMX for at least a year. I mean, I'm holding the majority of mine until the next bull market rolls around, because I think it's going to go well above a penny, maybe even 2 pennies. Hello. Hello, Loki. Sorry, Loki's putting his head on my shoulder. He's just looking at me, wagging his tail like I got to do something for him. Come here. Come here. Yeah. I don't know if you guys can see him. You guys can see his nose. Come here. Yeah, there you go. He doesn't like that the room is so dark right now, but whenever I stream, I turn off my main lights. I put the face light on here, and then I put my TV on. Except for my TV, I don't think I have my remote over here. I have my remote somewhere on top of the sofa. Normally, I have that fine art playing behind me and stuff like that. I know. I don't have any treats for you. His treats are all upstairs. I bought like 4 bags of treats for him when I was in Vegas to make sure if he wanted a treat, he could have a treat. Well, I guess as long as he doesn't go overboard with him. Yeah, hey RW, yeah, Watcher Guru, that's how it is. Sorry, I mispronounce his name every now and again. Oh, RW was answering a question. Okay, no worries, yeah. It's this one right here. If I go to notification, it's usually a notification right here. Alright, yeah, right here. Justin, former President Trump says Joe Biden has been paid off and is corrupt president. So this is the guy. He does politics as well, but, you know, anytime there's big news, he posts it very, very fast, very, very quickly. About anything, right? Anything. It could be politics, news. Prosecutors drop campaign finance charges against Sam Bankman-Fried. Excuse me, guys. I'm talking so much, I'm burping. This was a huge one. This was something that I was like, you know, the system is corrupt. You know the justice system is not a good system. But man, prosecutors drop campaign finance charge against Sam Bankman-Fried. You know he paid off politicians. We all know he gave them tens of millions of dollars of donations. And yet, when it comes time to charge him with a crime and start doing the investigative work, nah, it's okay. We're just going to drop this charge. You know, and you know what? This hardly got any announcement from the media. The media barely talked about this. I think right now they're all talking about Hunter Biden's plea deal that kind of blew up the other day, and then Trump being indicted, I think, on more charges or something. It's just, what do you call it? I'd rather see this guy in jail more than Biden, Trump, Hunter Biden, this guy. Yeah, what do you call it? Maybe you guys don't agree with that part, but what do you call it? I do not. This guy did a lot of harm, a lot of harm. Yeah, very, very brutal, very, very brutal, and it just makes you doubt the whole system that much more, doesn't it? But yeah, the channel is called Watcher Guru, Online Jewelry Boutique, John Hardy. If online, oh yeah, I got my ring is from John Hardy. Well, this one is. This one I think was from like David Yurman or something. But yeah, I get a lot of jewelry ads on my thing. But yeah, so it really does suck. As far as I know, the trial is still set to go forward in October. I am really hoping that it's going to be an open camera trial. But based off of just that little piece, I don't know if it's going to be, but I really hope it can be an open camera trial. That way, what's that? Law and Crime Network or whatever it is, they can have some cameras in there. Somebody can have some cameras in there, so I can restream all that stuff with you guys, and we can talk about it, go over it. And if the trial is like from 9 to 5 or something like that, we're going to be talking from 9 to 5 every single day. I will pay my sister to come watch my dog for a little bit, so we can chill and hang out for a while. He still has to go to the bathroom. He still has to go out and play. But we are going to be watching that trial all day long and going over all the news. It's going to be like the crypto versions, the crypto version of what we saw with Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. That's how much we're going to be watching this stuff. I guess that I don't think Sam Bankman-Fried pooped on any beds or anything like that. That was a crazy story, crazy story. But yeah, that's the goal here for the rest of the for his trial. I really want to be able to show you guys what's been going on there, so we can all listen to it together, see how bad everything was, see what was really going on underneath the hood, and then what's happening with the rest of the staff, because I don't know if anybody else got a plea deal or something to kind of turn on Sam Bankman-Fried, because the fact that the government went after him was a surprise all in itself. I don't think they would have gone after him unless well, they only went after him because the company failed, not because they probably knew he was doing illegal stuff in the first place, right? So, it'll be an interesting journey, everybody. It'll be a very, very interesting journey. And a little bit of a recap here, just so you guys can see. Let's go up to 175. In the last 24 hours, we really haven't seen much movement from a lot of different coins. Dogecoin's continually going up. That's really nice. Dogecoin's been going up quite a bit over the last few weeks. Big news with Twitter, very, very good. Solana up a little bit over the past, 30 days, but not so much over the past 24 hours. Let's go over here. Yeah, past 24 hours, Maker is up, Uniswap is up, Quant is up, Trust Wallet, Shiba Inu is up a little bit as well. Shiba Inu deserves a pop, guys. I may have to long this just as a sympathy long here. Because Shiba Inu really needs to pop here. It's just got beat down, frankly, just really, really beat down. We've talked about this for a while, but it's at a $5 billion market cap. Let's go to 1 year. It's been coming down a lot. It looks like it wants to have a breakout here pretty soon, a pretty sizable one. So I'm really banking on this one having a pretty big move here. We'll just have to wait and see. I'm hoping Shiba Inu can get such a big pop, it gets back up to the top 10, and then eventually it'll kind of fall back off and go back into the top 20 or something like that again. But not too bad. I want some Nancy. Oop, what's this little thing? There's this little thing on my YouTube screen now that gives me all these like little emojis to push. I don't know if the emojis do anything though when I push them. There you go. Thoughts on Unibot? I don't know much about Unibot. Let me check it out for you fast. Unibot. Let's see. So it's ranked number 164. It's down 3% today. Pretty large price. The fastest trading Telegram trading bot experienced seamless and lightning fast trading on the go with the free-to-use Telegram bot. Oh, okay, that's interesting. 6x faster than trading on Uniswap. Revenue share distributed. Limit orders. Okay. Precision. Mirror sniper. Trade like the pros. Replicate their wins. Fail, guard, sell. Test your sales and ahead and maximize your selling potential. Private transactions. Rewards are proportional to the amount of tokens held. Holders receive 40% of transaction fees and 1% of total Unibot traded volume. Rewards are calculated in 2-hour intervals and claimable after 24 hours. Transferring more than 200 tokens between every 2 intervals will result in forfeit of your revenue share. Must hold 50 Unibot tokens to be eligible. This seems like something you'd rather just hold for the long term here. But man, that's a large investment if the price is $150 and you need to own 20 of them. That's quite a bit. That's like $3,000, right? If this thing kind of went down a lot more, I'd be more inclined to do it. Yeah, it's been down here before, but it looks like it's just been having a nice little rally. It looks like it just broke down a while ago here. What's the I find on here. So I'm big it. Should be fine from here. Okay. No, it's not giving me enough of a picture here. Well, big thing here. You got this breakdown right here. So if you wanted to buy it, I'd buy it somewhere after it has that next big dump. When that dump happens, that's where I would traditionally look to buy up some of this stuff and see and hold it for a while. This doesn't look like something from what I'm looking at what the purpose of the company is. This seems like something you want to dollar cost average into over time, hold a couple $1,000s worth of it, I guess, unfortunately, in order to get that revenue back. And then just hold on to it for the long term. As far as I'm concerned, though, you're seeing a breakdown happen at this time. You're most likely to see it dump down to below 140. If you want to buy it below 140, I think that's going to be the best opportunity for you right now. And then from there, you can either decide to try to buy some up below 140, or just wait and see if it holds up against this next level of support, in which case if it breaks down there, we go all the way back down here to 116. This thing has had an amazing run. It's having a clear breakdown at this point in time. I'm not going to say it's like just going to dump, but I would expect this thing to come down more than come back up. Let's see. Keep an eye out for their news, I guess. If they have some really good news coming out or something like that, maybe you might find something short of a shorter term support level here. So, you know, you might see this right up here and then bounce back up. But for me, I'd be a little bit more frugal here since we are breaking down, and I'd try to find this or fish this at a decent price below 140. But yeah, it looks fine for the long term here. It looks like people are very excited about the style. They're kind of convinces people that they want to hold it for the long term and not trade it too much. And that's reasonable, I guess you could say. If people feel more compelled to hold, there you go. Just understand that eventually there's going to be a point where this thing drops too low. People are going to panic and just sell and say, you know, to hell with it. But that might not happen until you break one, like $100 or so, which doesn't seem likely anytime soon. So should be fine. Let's go back over here, 2 hour. There we go. Oh, I want some Nancy Grace commentary on Sam Bankman-Fried. What do you call it? It'll be interesting to see how all that pans out. There are some really good legal channels out there that I watched during the from the Johnny Depp trial. I'm gonna probably have to listen to them a little bit more as well. But I just forgot. One's called Uncle and the Bailey, I think his name is. Let me see if I can find his YouTube channel. I think that's the name of it. Uncle and the Bailey. Oh, Runkle of the Bailey. Runkle of the Bailey. Yeah, legal commentary. And then he'll do a bunch of videos on stuff like this. Some jurors wanted to be excused from the jury duty. Some Depp. See, he's still talking about Johnny Depp. Can you blame him? This was like the biggest views they ever had as a channel. Like if I were to go over here and say Runkle of the Bailey. Copy. And let's go over to Social Blade. All right, Runkle of the Bailey. Oh, it doesn't go back in time. Oh, there it goes. Yeah. You can just see how his channel was like just going sideways like most channels do. They kind of have slow growth. It goes from 203,000 views in 1 month, 203,000 views to 4.5 million views. Okay? Subscribers goes from 700 monthly subscribers to 137,000 subscribers. Absolutely insane. I expect commentary people like him and the other woman that I was watching. I expect them to also be doing more content, I guess, down the road. If it comes down to Sam Bankman-Fried. Can I go back over here? Because right now they're doing criminal defense lawyer reacts to toxic gossip train. Looks like that's his biggest video right now. He should do more react videos. But yeah, a lot of crazy stuff happening when it comes to Sam Bankman-Fried in October. It's going to be a frenzy. I only want to get a slice of that pie, but we're going to be watching it all day, every day. We'll be munching on food, making tacos and stuff, and then just lots of water to drink and talk. It'll be reminiscent of when Dogecoin first blew up and I didn't know how to stream at that time because I was a crypto trader, not a YouTube streamer. And I talked too much that I lost my voice. I got like what do you call that stuff? I was just bad place, tired, migraines because I just was streaming. I didn't know like how you're only supposed to stream and talk for a little bit. So yeah, it's gonna be one of those times where we're just pumping. I'm taking Tylenol to get the headaches away, that type of stuff. You may say, Michael, don't do that to yourself. And don't worry, I want to watch all this stuff with you, and I'm willing to suffer through a migraine or two. Plus, when those type of big events happen, the money is usually really, really good, and maybe I'll get some sponsors out of it or something. Maybe I'll get a sponsorship with Doritos or something, or Cheetos. I don't know. I can maybe make some comparison to Sam Bankman-Fried, but I don't know. I don't know much about Sam Bankman-Fried as far as Doritos and Cheetos. And hey, Mike, I've noticed that right before Robinhood quarterly earnings, Dogecoin always pumps. I wonder if them having so much has anything to do with it. I haven't noticed that, but if you say that, I'll believe you. I would say maybe it helps juice up some of the value of their portfolio when they go into the earnings cycle. You can imagine when they report earnings, if the value of all the cryptocurrencies has gone down quite a bit, that shows up as the balance on the books going down as well. So I'd probably say, not necessarily that it's their fault, or they're the one doing it, but I do say it does help out Robinhood quite a bit. And Robinhood's been trickling up slowly. Robinhood still needs to figure out a way to make a decent amount of money, but perhaps with this last crypto and stock boom that we've seen over the past few quarters at this point, you might actually expect them to have a pretty decent earnings and maybe have a small gap of maybe $2 to $3. I'm hoping for them to have a really good earnings call. I don't know when their earnings has actually been. I don't. Let's see. Finviz. Hood. Yeah, because my average is like around $9, $10. Now up to $12. That's a pretty good 20% return. But it's August 2nd after market close. And up to $12. You know, I might buy something like a $14 or $15 strike price call that expires in 3 to 4 weeks and just kind of hold it to see where it goes. It'd basically be the week after the earnings report comes out. That's what I'd be looking to hold them at. That'd be the goal, especially right now as we're kind of in the smaller consolidation period over here. I know it's hard to see. But yeah, like $14, $15 strike price, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. October 2nd, what's the date? Oh, that's next week. 2 weeks, just 2 week call. That's all you got to do. But yeah, that is pretty interesting. I think that's probably going to help them out quite a bit as far as when they're tallying up all those numbers and things like that. They want to make it seem as good as possible. And the principle, good looking out for on Unibot. Yeah, it seems interesting. It seems like something you'd rather just hold on to or dollar cost average so you can get all the benefits of it. And it seems like there's not many tokens out there that give you such good benefits. That seems like something that's trying to give you good benefits. So people hold on to it, they'll be fine. Don't be a fool and not sell it during the height of the bull market next cycle though. Your whole goal is to buy it and sell it. Don't feel like you have to hold that sucker for a long period of time. Unless you really have a bonding with it, so to speak. And I really have bonds when it comes to tokens. My bond was really with Dogecoin last year and the year before. I'm still holding it, but I didn't have to hold my Dogecoin. I was pretty adamant about selling half my Dogecoin at 50 cents, then selling another 10% of my pot at 60, another 10% at 70, another 10% at 80 and 90, so forth. And I always say I took a lot of shit for it, but I did take a lot of shit for it. But guess what? I walked away with a lot of profit. And the one thing that I'll always say, just remember, you're buying your cryptocurrencies now. You're doing your dollar cost averaging now. So when that crypto becomes very popular again, it becomes trendy and everybody wants to put their money into it. Some people are thinking about, oh, I'll mortgage my house for cryptocurrency, yada, yada, yada. They're going to be buying all the cryptocurrencies that you're selling off because you were smart and you bought it when nobody else wanted to. Even right now with Bitcoin at 29,000, there's not a whole bunch of people that want to buy Bitcoin. Yeah, when we were buying it at 20,000, 25,000, kind of just like doing the baby buys because we weren't sure if the market was going to come back down even more. You know, even for those things that we are holding right now, when they go up in value, people are starting to think, "Oh my God, I'm buying Dogecoin at I could have bought Dogecoin at 7 cents, 5 cents just a few months ago. Now it's up to 8 cents. What if it goes up to $1? You know." By the time Dogecoin goes back up to $1 this next cycle, people are going to be like, "Oh, I could have bought it for this cheap," and they're going to be so mad at themselves. And you're just like, I dollar cost average it in, and then I'm selling it off, and you're going to be selling to some poor soul who wants to buy Dogecoin at $1. Don't ask me why people do that. It's all psychology. You kind of learned a little bit about it while you guys trade, but yeah, it could be just a nightmare out there. But yeah, should be interesting. But okay, everybody, I'm going to call it a night right now. I need to give Loki some more food. It's been a nice hour chatting with you guys. I'm going to be streaming with you guys tomorrow as well because I haven't had a chance to stream too much this week, so it'll be nice weekend streams. The only thing is tomorrow is my grandmother, Monday is my grandmother's birthday, but I think we're celebrating it tomorrow, so it might be something more of a later stream. So I think I'm going over to Tacoma to a park for some type of cultural festival. I'm not entirely sure. It's a park by where I used to live in downtown Tacoma, but I'm bringing Loki and I'm going to be watching him for most of the day, so I don't think I'll be able to stream until maybe at least 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. I'll let you guys know, but I'll post some videos and stuff like that. Should be pretty fun though. But as far as Bitcoin's concerned right now, guys, just keep a close eye on it. I really want to see it pop here, so I do have some longs open. But if this thing continues to come down, we're kind of in a little bit more trouble where we're going to be looking to break back down below 28,000, 27,000, which would just be a short-term disaster from a mental perspective because everybody's so excited about crypto again. But we've been going sideways for the past few weeks here, which is definitely not a fun thing to see. So